We have another question coming in from Dharmendra Bijrania. Dharmendra writes, he purchased a flat in Greater Noida in Amrapali Castle in 2010. He took a loan from HDFC Bank in a joint account with his wife. The bank had approved a loan of 14,94,000 and till now has disbursed about 5,92,000 till 2013. The builder has sent out a demand letter now for the remainder of the payments. The bank is now refusing to disburse the remaining amount. Why? The bank states that they will not service Sahara employees anymore. He's employee with Sahara's media group. The builder has now sent a possession letter, but he says he is unable to pay. Refusal to get a loan from another bank because 2 checks bounced. He does not know where to go. He's living on rent and he has a property to pay EMIs for. Mr. Rumta, his credit worthiness as an individual still remains no matter which company he works for. So this discretionary approach of banks, of lenders, how justified is that?
Let me start off by the banker's side, not necessarily something that I argue for, but the banker side is this, that if you are working with an employer whose prospects are as uncertain as this gentleman's employers are, then probably your salary may not come on time, and that means that your ability to repay the loan is going to be affected. And it is primarily to deal with issues like this that every loan agreement has what is called a recall clause, that if the bank feels that your credit is affected due to probably the type of employer, probably for any other reason, they have a right to say that please pay off our loan immediately, the full amount. That's called a right to recall. Clearly that's not what the lender has done in this particular case, because moment they recall, and obviously most customers won't be able to pay it lump sum, the bank or the lender will have to classify it as a non-performing assets in its books. It wants to avoid that, but because it finds that the credit is impaired, they are nudging him. They would not have given this to him in writing. So the first thing that he must ensure is that he gets this refusal to disburse in writing, because that will enable him to open his options. I would say 2 things that he can do, practical things. The biggest weapon is social media. Please use social media, mount pressure at the highest echelon through of the lender, through Twitter, through Facebook. Get your friends, known people to help you with that. That might at least solve your problem. It will not solve the systemic problem, but it might solve this customer's problem. Your legal systems, the other practical approach is, there will be lots of lenders, especially in his case that the group that he works for itself as a housing finance company. Why doesn't take a housing loan from at least that company? They should logically be willing to give that loan, and therefore he can shift it and get his house, because this is a possession letter that the builder has given him. Even if the existing companies, housing finance company is not giving, there will be other local lenders. Right. They may charge a little more interest, but right now I think his need is to get that loan and get possession of the house. So that's the practical aspect. Legal aspect, I think what is being done is clearly morally wrong. I don't think it is justified.
Okay, so Dharmendra, that's what you could probably consider. Get this in writing. If they're claiming that you're a Sahara employee and you can't get further service by the bank, get this in writing, and that could be a case for you to fight this further. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today for such eye-opening insights into what goes on into buying and selling a property. All right, moving on to Kolkata, where we'll be looking at Rajarhat.